Fitness has become so overcomplicated that it's actually holding people back. Everyone's trying to optimize every detail, follow the most scientifically optimal program, track every calorie, do the perfect macro time, and you know what? It's making fitness less enjoyable overall and it's just less effective. Today I'm breaking down why simplicity is actually the competitive advantage of fitness, why science-based optimization is overrated, and why having fun doing the wrong thing beats suffering doing the right thing. This might go against everything fitness influencers have told you, but it's the truth. Let's get into it. First off, let's talk about why fitness became this overcomplicated nightmare in the first place. Fitness is objectively simple, whether you like it or not. You lift heavy things, you eat enough protein and calories, you sleep, you recover, you progress, that's it. That's the entire formula. It hasn't changed in decades. But somewhere along the way, the fitness industry decided simple wasn't interesting enough. Simple doesn't sell courses. Simple doesn't make people think you're an expert. So everyone started trying to reinvent the wheel. Complicated prioritization schemes, microdosing nutrients, doing extreme carb cycling, advanced recovery protocols, optimal macro ratios that change every 6 months, new science-backed splits that are supposedly way better than what's been working for decades straight. You've seen it. Some dude pops up on your screen with a tier list talking about the most optimal split or the science of muscle building or advanced periodization for teenagers, and you think, oh wow, this guy knows something I don't. And their convincing fake tone especially makes you think that. But 9 times out of 10, he's just dressing up basic principles in fancy language and calling it innovation. Buzzwords rule the fitness industry. Here's the ironic part. The most complicated, scientifically optimal programs often produce worse results than simple, consistent programs. Why? Because people don't stick with them. They're too complicated. They're not enjoyable, and consistency beats optimization every single time. Plain and simple. So let's talk about why simplicity actually matters in fitness and why it matters way more than optimization. Simplicity is sustainable. Complexity isn't. When your program is simple, you can do that forever. You can do it in college, you can do it in your 20s, you can do it for decades. When your program is some complex science-based split with specific rep ranges for different muscle groups, whether it's a machine or the free weight in advanced periodization as well as recovery protocols, most people quit after 3 months because of that. It's too much to think about. Here's something most fitness gurus do not tell you at all. If you don't enjoy training, you're less likely to push hard itself, which means less stimulus, which means less growth. Let me give you an example. The most optimal full body every other day high frequency split is trending right now. People are pushing it as the scientifically superior approach. And you know what? For some people, it sucks. They don't like training their entire body every session. I know I don't. They'd rather train one muscle group hard and really focus on that. So they suffer through this optimal split. They're not enjoying it. The intensity drops because they're bored. And guess what? Their results are worse than if they did the bro split where they hit one muscle group per day and actually love showing up to the gym. I myself have ran with the classic 4-day upper lower, doing 2 sets high intensity with every exercise split for a few months now. I don't care what any fitness guru says about my split. It's been the most fun for me so far and has given me good progress. So I don't worry about that shit. Here's the actual science that gets buried in all the optimization talk. Intensity is the primary driver of muscle growth. Not optimal volume distribution, not perfect macro timing, not the perfect exercise order. Intensity. Intensity creates mechanical tension. Mechanical tension signals your body to activate mTOR, the protein synthesis pathway that actually builds muscle tissue. If you're bored doing your optimal split and your intensity drops, you're losing the primary driver of growth. That's worse than doing a suboptimal split that you actually enjoy and push hard in. Splits don't matter as much as you fucking think. If you like the bro split, do that fucking bro split with the bros, bro. Here's something most people miss completely. This principle applies to way more than just fitness. Diet, business, relationships, personal growth. The guy who follows a boring, simple nutrition plan 90% of the time beats the guy who's constantly trying new complicated diets or recipes that he found in Greg's fucking cookbook. But the guy who does the simple, boring chicken and rice does not quit. It's easy. Simplicity is a superpower, but it's not sexy, so no one talks about it. So I've said a lot about science lifting, right? But let's just get it over with. It's fucking overrated. When I say science-based lifting, I mean the people who are obsessed with optimizing every little detail based on the latest research. The right rep range for hypertrophy, the optimal respirators, the perfect exercise order, the most efficient volume for muscle group. They have a research site for fucking everything. Studies show that X rep range produces 3% more hypertrophy than Y rep range. Okay, cool. That's a 3% difference in a so-called controlled study. And a lot of the control in variables with science is very flawed. People don't talk about this, but there are too many vague statements and there are too many science-based creators flashing some random study on screen for 2 seconds, pulling one damn paragraph from it and saying this, that, without any other context because 1, they're too lazy to do the research, or 2, they might not want to bring other parts of the study because it might hurt their claim in some way. When you try to optimize every little thing, you lose sight of the fundamentals. I don't care what you say, your brain's going to go haywire. You're stressing out rep ranges when your form is fucking dog shit, right? You're optimizing exercise order when you're not even pushing hard. You're perfecting your macro timing without even eating enough. Oh my God, just optimize the fundamentals. You'll get 99% of your fucking gains right there. The extra 1% is not worth all your time or mental energy when you could put it towards other passion projects in your life. Point is, you don't want fitness to rule and be your entire life. Here's the other fucking shit thing with science. It changes, I swear, every 6 months. some new study comes out, and what was optimal last year is now suboptimal. A few years ago, everyone was doing a higher volume training based on some research saying that you could do all these sets for more muscle. I don't know how many sets, but it was like a lot I saw. Then research shifted and heavy lower volume became more optimal. Now I'm not doing my high intensity split because of that research. I just genuinely enjoy it. And I do feel enough stimulus with doing 2 sets, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Even if the research goes back to higher volume training, I'm still taking with my 2. I've made progress. I'm progressively overloading. Come on. So at the end of the day, you can't build your entire training philosophy around research that's going to change so soon. You'll chase your fucking tail forever. I also see so many people obsessing over calorie tracking. It's generally ridiculous. Every single gram of rice tracked, macros calculated, all this stuff. And you know what? If you eat the same things every day, you don't need to track after that first week or so. Calculate your shit with the calories and macros, and then forget it. Done. After that, you know. You want these food scanning apps. You don't want to obsess over this shit. A lot of gymmers do this exactly every day. It's eat chicken and rice for every meal. Why? Because it's simple. Because they know the macros. Because they don't have to think about it. They know the pros do it. They make great progress. Better progress than the guy obsessing over every little fucking grain of rice. Whether you hit your carbs from rice or potatoes or oats, it doesn't matter as long as it isn't a trigger food. Whether you track meticulously or just eat consistently, it doesn't matter. What matters is hitting your targets consistently, and simple diets make that way easier. So here's what I want you to take away. Simplicity beats complexity in fitness and in life. Pick a simple program you enjoy, stick with it, push hard, progress, pick some of the foods you like, eat them consistently, hit your macros, don't obsess over optimization, don't chase the latest science-backed protocol, don't track every variable, do the boring thing consistently. That's how you win. The fitness industry has convinced you that you need complexity to get results. You fucking don't. You need consistency, goddammit. You need intensity. You need simplicity. Do the work. Keep it simple. Enjoy the process. Get results. That's the entire formula. Everything else is noise. That's what I've been doing, and I've made way better progress, and my mental is even better too. Go watch this video over here after watching this. See ya!